Hello, wrestling fans, boxing fans, and everybody out there. It's ride time. Wrestling and boxing forever. Now, NWA, the Crockett Cup, ladies and gentlemen. The Crockett Cup. March 19th and 20th, a two-night event. So far, here's what I know. Strictly Business, La Rebellion, the British Invasion, the Briscoe Brothers. The Briscoe Brothers, formerly of Ring of Honor Wrestling. And they'll be in Nashville, Tennessee, at the fairgrounds. The fairgrounds in Nashville, Tennessee. That's the same place that they had NWA 70 and set all kinds of box office records for that establishment. But before we get to the Crockett Cup, there's NWA Power Trip. That's gonna happen February 24th, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly. Forgive me if it doesn't. And NWA Power this week. Hard Times 2 rematch. Mike Knox and Trevor Murdoch. In my own personal opinion, I believe that Trevor Murdoch is going to pull this one out. I do believe he's going to get the win and hold on to his world title. Hold on to the world title. The junior heavyweight division, awesome stuff. Awesome. High flying, technical wrestling, brawling, you got it all in there. And you got your guys that can jump off the top rope and do all kinds of acrobatic stuff. But this NWA Junior Heavyweight Championship Tournament is taking shape. Beautiful. Beautiful. Beautiful, folks. Austin Aries. Homicide. Kerry Morton. Darius Lockhart. Just, the talent is off the wall in that tournament. It's terrific. And Homicide is in the finals. They got NWA Power Trip that's coming. Chris Adonis will be defending his national championship against Anthony Mayweather, aka Crimson. So, we'll see what happens, man. But I'm excited for this Crockett Cup because if you guys remember, 2020, they were getting ready for the Crockett Cup, and that they had a $500,000 gate that they had to give refunds because of the pandemic. So, NWA, you got fans that are looking forward to this. I'm one of them. Shout out to all my subscribers. Look, I'm new at this YouTube thing. I haven't been doing it long. But I'm going to get better. Things are going to get better. Thank you for all the support, the subscribers, the people that watch my videos and comment. Even if you don't subscribe, I appreciate it. Even if you don't agree with what I'm saying in my video, it's okay for you guys to say you don't agree. Fine, cool, whatever. I appreciate the support anyway. Now let's move on. Jeff Hardy was released by WWE. WWE offered Jeff to come back with a Hall of Fame induction. Jeff Hardy says no thank you. He said no. Maybe, and I'm not putting words in Jeff's mouth, like I can't speak for another person, but maybe, just maybe, Jeff was feeling a little bit insulted. You know, he put in all these years. You guys fire him, or you guys, because of budget cuts, get rid of him. Budget cuts, you guys get rid of him, and then you want to bring him back. But he said no thank you to a WWE comeback and a Hall of Fame induction. Let's talk a little bit more about the Royal Rumble. Seth Rollins, his matchup with Roman Reigns was probably the best of the night, because that psychological game that Seth Rollins was working on Roman was off the page. Off the page. That matchup was good from top to bottom, A to Z. But like I said, man, I would have saved the Brock Lesnar Bobby Lashley matchup for a later date, just so it could get a build, just so it can get some steam behind it, get some juice with it, and everything is good. I would have held off on it for a little while longer and let it get some steam behind it. Let it have the people talking. You know, but like I said, I give it a C for the nostalgia purposes, and I give it a C for the nostalgia purposes, and the Roman Reigns matchup with Rollins. Rollins showed that he was an in-ring psychologist like you wouldn't believe, playing the mind games with Roman Reigns. And it was something else to see, man. Something else to see. Now, the Crockett Cup is a 2-night thing. And there's going to be 16 teams over 2 nights competing. We already talked about La Rebellion, the British Invasion, the Briscoe Brothers, Strictly Business. And another team we could see in the Crockett Cup, not for sure yet. These are just my opinions, folks. We could see the Fixers in there. We could see the Dirty Sexy Boys, JTG and Dirty Dango. Dirty Dango was Fandango in the WWE, for those who don't recall. In other news, Big Baby Miller returns to boxing. He's had a couple of fights on his comeback trail. He's on the comeback trail, and he's doing all right so far. Hopefully he'll stay on a good track. And let's see. Oh, one more thing, folks. Former WWE Cruiserweight talent. I checked the research. It is true. Jack Gallaher signs with a boxing promotion that does bare knuckle boxing. He signed with Bare Knuckle Boxing Championship or something like that. But it is true, folks. Jack Gallaher, professional wrestler, amateur MMA fighter, now adds to his resume being a bare knuckle boxer. The cruiserweight division in boxing, to me, has always been exciting, but it never got the just due that it deserves. Shouts out to Junior McAboo and Manchunu. It was a hell of a fight. Majority decision win for McAboo. For those of you who don't believe that the cruiserweight division in boxing is exciting, go back and watch James Toney and Vasily Giro. That fight will have you on the edge of your seat, excited. It'll have you drawn in. Go back and watch O'Neal Bell and Jean-Marc Mormac. That was another fight that would have you on the edge of your seat. Go back and watch the classic, the cruiserweight division of the Muhammad Ali Classic boxing tournament. Those matchups were off the wall. Enzo Maccarinelli and David Hay. Go back and watch that fight. O'Neal Bell and Sebastian Ruthman. That was a hell of a fight. Big Truck Wayne Braithwaite and I'm telling you, man, the cruiserweight division in boxing is something else. It is something to watch. There's a lot of great talent that's in it. Marco Hook, Andrew Tabiti, Leaf Power Coyote, it's a hell of a division. Lawrence Oakley, I believe his name is, he's the WBO champ. And Steve Cunningham, former two-time IBF cruiserweight champ. I believe he fights at heavyweight now, but he only fights at like 209 pounds. The weight limit is 200 pounds, so he could easily come back down to cruiserweight and fight. Tony Bellew, his last cruiserweight, was against Manchunu. I mean, not Manchunu. It was against Junior McAboo, as a matter of fact, and he still fights at cruiserweight. I just love the cruiserweight division. I just love the cruiserweight division in boxing because there's never a boring fight in the cruiserweight division. Never a boring fight. Always fun. And that fight with Junior Makabu and Manchunu was all kinds of fun. All kinds of fun. It wasn't boring to watch. I mean, even the highlights were fun to watch. Morad Grasiev and Alexander Usyk. Mike Perez. The cruiserweight division is very exciting in boxing. O'Neal Bell, Sebastian Ruthman, James Toney, Wayne Braithwaite, Vasily Girov, like I said, James Toney, the cruiserweight division is great. The only thing is, it needs to be seen on television a little bit more often. Get those guys on ESPN, Showtime. Get them on television. And you will see some exciting fights. The cruiserweight division has never given us a boring fight. Never given us a boring fight. I would love to see more of it on television because every time the cruiserweight division is talked about or mentioned in boxing, it's exciting, it's fun, it's never boring to watch. Makabu says he'll knock out Canelo, and as good as Makabu is, I don't see him knocking out Canelo. As good as he may be, man. Canelo is, how do I put this? Canelo, he went over 175, 168, 175. He went over that to go to cruiserweight. There's a lot of people questioning why would he do that when he's got guys like Charlo and he's got guys like Charlo, he's got Demetrius Andre, of course. Demetrius Andre has called out. A lot of top guys have denied a fight for Demetrius Andre. A lot of them. But one of them was Canelo. Canelo said, Demetrius Andre, he ain't fought nobody. You fight with nobody, man. You won that title, but you fought with nobody. And then we hear about him going up to cruiserweight to fight Junior Makabu. Junior Makabu is very unknown. Well, he's known, but not that well. What this fight does for Junior Makabu is it puts him on the map. It puts the cruiserweight division on the map. It gets people talking about the cruiserweight division that normally wouldn't be talking about it. That's the good thing about the Junior Makabu Canelo fight, because it gets people talking. It gets the cruiserweight division and the people in that division some exposure that they wouldn't normally get. So that's a good thing. Folks, it's exciting. It's an exciting time in wrestling. It's an exciting time in boxing. And I'm going to do my best to get you all the information as soon as I can, as much as I can. Wrestling and boxing forever. Shouts out to all my subscribers, all my friends, everybody who supported me from A to Z. I love each and every one of you. Wrestling and boxing forever. I'm out. Ride time.